Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have done with the lighting part of this particular exterior of London over street over here. So I have generated some render passes over here. I'll show you. So let's go over here. Let's open Photoshop over here. I'll just come back. I'll just off this. Let's open this application, go into file, open, and I have generated all of this light passes. As you can see, your diffuse, your global illumination, your lighting, reflection, refraction, specular, atmosphere, shadows, ambient occlusion. So let's open these passes one by one. So very first of all, let's take a diffuse pass over here. Let's just rename it as diffuse over here. We are just going to composite this, all the light passes. Let's take the ambient occlusion pass. So let's just put this passes again, and I'll just name it as ambient OCC, and I'll go over here and I'll add the blending mode. So whichever blending mode you want, you can add the blending mode over here. You can change it. So whatever you need it, you can keep that. We'll keep this as soft light over here. So let's keep this as soft light. Again, go over here and let's add a reflection pass. So I'll add a reflection pass over here. I'll just go over here slightly. I'll just rename it as reflection. And let's change the blending mode over here for this. Okay, it's giving you reflection. If you want, you can change. You can check and change it. Let's keep it as screen over here for now. Again, I'll open one more light pass. That's your lighting pass. So let's add one lighting pass over here. Let's rename it as lighting, and again change the blending mode. So again, I'll go over here. I can add one lighting pass. Alright, we can later on change it if required. Again, I'll go over here and I'll add one GI, that's a global illumination pass. Let's add a GI pass. Let's rename it as GI. So you can slightly add this GI pass over here. That's a global illumination pass over here. Again, let's go into this file, open. Now you can add a refraction pass. Let's add one refraction pass over here. Let's rename it as refraction, change the blending mode, alright. You can even make it as screen, looks much better, alright. After that, again I'll go into this file, open, then you have specular pass. We can add some specular over here. So let's just add this specular pass, rename this as specular over here. If you want to add some specular, you can slightly add some specular if needed. Let's keep it as screen over here. Again, go into this file, open. You can add a ZDepth Pass over here. So before that, ambient occlusion, the V-ray atmosphere. Alright. So you can slightly change if needed, and then you can add a ZDepth Pass over here. Overlay, soft light, reflection, you can push it on the top, refraction you can push it on the top, specular you can push it on the top, lighting, GI. Alright. If you want, you can shuffle this reflection onto the top if needed. So you can see we have added this light passes. So diffuse, ambient occlusion. So if you look over here, we have added this ambient occlusion with this diffuse pass. And if you want, you can slightly just change this. You can merge it. Or you can use overlay, much better, or soft light, your reflections, your lighting, your GI, refraction, specular, atmosphere. So for this atmosphere, you can still go with some other blending mode if required. and this is what your Z depth over here. You can again go over here and I can add a bit of color balance. And your exposure, you can slightly add a bit of exposure also. I'll again go into this. We have one shadows also over here. You can take that. So I can just name it as shadows. Okay. Can assign any of the blending mode which suits much better. No, it's illuminating too much. Slightly I can reduce it over here. So again I can go over here. I can again go into this and I can give a bit of color balance once again. And if you want, you can also add a color lookup over here. So just presets over here. So that's your winter look. You can change it. This looks much better. Alright. So instead of this, I'll just take any of it. This looks much better. Alright. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So as you can see, we have added this all light passes and we have composited it. Your diffuse, your ambient occlusion, your reflection, lighting, GI, refraction, specular, shadows, atmosphere, Z depth, color balance, exposure, again a color balance and color lookup. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So we have just completed this tutorial over here. So thanks for watching this tutorial.